Hello everyone, Jawtooth again. Hey, got some great live action for you here today. We got an eastbound train. Usually I film them going westbound because they're loaded, but today we're going to get a train going eastbound, and we're in downtown Williamsburg, Ohio right now on the Cincinnati Eastern Railroad. There's a building that collapsed a couple years ago, still being removed. There's a building right there that's for sale right now. It's got a for sale sign in the window right next to the railroad track. And you got the railroad bridge right there. Goes over the east fork of the Little Miami River. Train's coming from that direction. Go ahead and start the video, son. Here we go. Downtown Williamsburg with an eastbound train. Hey, we got some grain cars. Looks like a good one. Right there, check that out. That's a pretty good sized bridge there too. I do have videos of trains going over that. I've stood down there like by the creek. All right, there you go. That was a good one here on a Wednesday morning. The covered hopper cars, those go to Winchester. You're gonna load with grain. And then all the other hopper cars, those are going to be loaded with rock out at Plum Run. There's a building for sale right there. Look at that, right next to the railroad crossing. That'd be kind of cool to own that, actually. All kinds of potential. It says for sale on that door right there. All right, let's go catch the train again. We're going to catch them up in Mount Orb. There you go. But wait, there's more. Of course, hey, guess what? We're going to see the other side of the train this time, and we are in downtown Mount Orb, Ohio. This is where I live, actually, just outside of town. So there's a train station. It's 140 years old. Look at that. That's nice looking. And it used to be on the other side of the tracks, way up that way near the railroad crossing. Also got a caboose over here. There's your little red caboose. It needs a little bit of work right now. Sure hope that thing gets fixed up a little bit because it needs a little bit. There's a couple bad spots on it. Wow, every time I look at it, it's a little bit worse. Ah, the doors are open. Well, Let's have a closer look at it before the train comes. I'm still waiting on the train. The conductor is down there by the crossing in that van. The train runs with just the engineer on it. So you got one person on the train, and then the conductor goes in another vehicle, follows the train. He checks any crossings that need flagged. He does that. He does any switching, like when they're setting these cars off, he'll have to get the derails off, switch the tracks, you know, all that kind of stuff. Let's have a look inside the Caboose. I can't believe how bad this thing looks. Wow. What a shame. You can't even save the thing at this point. Look at that, the floor's even gone. I knew it was starting to get kind of bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. Wow. You can see right through the floor. There's the railroad tracks. At that crossing right there, you can tell where there was another track also. The rails are still there. Just to the left. Just to the left of that track. And there's also remains of a couple tracks up there. Let's see. You see that greenhouse? There's a track that goes right inside of that. It's buried in the gravel. A few spots you can see the rail sticking up. You can see part of the frog from the switch. So there were several tracks down there. All right, the train will be here anytime. All right, here we go. Lights and gates. That's High Street, Route 68. Get on the roll by, he said. That's where Trinity used to be, right back there. They used to have a bunch of railroad sidings in there. They would manufacture railroad cars. I used to see them pull out tons of aluminum hopper cars out of there. I could hear them banging on those cars from my farm. They'd check the seams and bang on with a hammer. That's a good view from up here, except for all the wires and telephone poles in the way. So, got a tree right here, look at this. Don't have a chainsaw with me, or I could help them out. Usually I keep a chainsaw in my truck. I don't have one today though. Anyways, thanks for watching my video. Downtown Mount Orb. See what else we can get into. Well, I couldn't resist. I got to film them one more time. Okay, I'm on my way over to Cincinnati area along the Ohio River. I want to check out some of the flooding, see how it's going on. I already filmed it, but I want to see if it's coming down any. Check out this view, Sicily Road. I've never shot this angle before, so this will be interesting. All right, here she comes over Sicily Road. Never tried this angle before. There they go, eastbound. All right, there you go. My first time never get a shot like that. That was pretty cool. I can't wait to look back at this and see how it came out. Well, I'm gonna head over towards Cincinnati area and see what the flooding's like. So thanks for watching, everyone. That was a lot of fun. All right, so I made it down to Smale Park in Cincinnati. I'm gonna come down and see what the flooding looks like. All right, looks like that road there's not passable, obviously. A lot of mud. Okay, so we got some picnic tables and stuff over here. Let's go over here and have a seat. One of these picnic tables. There's your live action. There's where I want to go right there. I want to get one of those swings. Look at that. I'm gonna get my feet wet getting there though. There's Kentucky. Covington, Kentucky, right across the river. Let's see what else we can find down here. Here's the parking garage. I wasn't able to park down here today. Got high water. Hey, there's a good look at the suspension bridge. That's an old historic bridge. Nice park here too. Looks like mud is going to be a big issue here when this water finally goes down. There is a layer of mud on everything. It's really slippery too. I didn't know you can get this close to Canada geese. Wow, they are not afraid of me at all. I get them on my pond, I can't get near them. I can't get within 20 feet of them. There's a squirrel right there. Can't get very close to those at the house either. now how do you get your car right there? That's not a good spot to park. They're gonna have a job cleaning that one up. I'd like to know what happened there. What's the backstory? Somebody didn't do something right. There's Paycor Stadium over that way. There's the PNC. So yeah, we're right downtown. That's the car I saw on the news. That's been on every news channel, that car right there. Whoever owns that, they have to be embarrassed. Went around a blockade somewhere. I don't know what that is sticking up right there. I don't know. See, the steps go down into here. So part of this park is underwater, but I just don't come down here enough to know the area. I haven't been down here in a few years. Hey, there's the first baby geese I've seen this year. Can't believe how close I can get to them. So this walkway goes right into the water, keep going that way. And I had to walk through all this mud right there. That is really slippery on the sidewalk. So I've already got something planned out in case I fall. I'm gonna say, I meant to do that. I'm over here making a video. That's gonna be my comeback if I fall. It is really slippery. It is really cold out here. It's only in the 40s. We're like 15 or 20 degrees below normal, what we should be. Had to get my beanie out. I still got that cold. I can't get over this cold. I've had this cold for probably a week and a half. All right, so right here, I'm right behind the Red Stadium. The river got all the way up to the Cincinnati Red Stadium. Look over here. Cincinnati Red Stadium right there. I don't think I can go much farther. This is about it. Darn, I wish I could have gotten across there. I'll have to figure out how to drive over there. Because see, right over there, you got the railroad track starts. It's been out of service for years and years. See that railroad track? Goes right down through the middle of that. I'm not sure what that is. A bike path maybe. And goes east from Cincinnati, runs alongside the Ohio River. I have seen trains on that line years and years ago, obviously. The last time I saw a train on it, well, at least get almost up to that Heritage Bank Center. Last time I saw a train up to there, it was a circus train. They used to bring the elephant cars up. They'd put them in front of the Montgomery Inn Boathouse. They'd actually go across the railroad crossing. You shove them across the crossing, and that's the only trains that ever go across that crossing. They would shove 4 elephant cars across the crossing, so they'd be close to the center right here where they would have their shows. They'd walk the elephants in. Those were the days right before I started my channel. I got 2 years of the circus train on my channel, and that's it. Then it was gone. Now I've gone to concerts right there. Went to a Van Halen concert there back in, I think it was 1979, I believe. And I remember when we were getting ready to go in, there were people riding on the train. A train was going through here, going westbound on this line. And there was probably 30 or 40 people riding on this train, jumping off, just for the fun of it. We saw Van Halen. We got shoved up against the wall. My friend had a new jacket. His jacket got all skinned up, torn up. We couldn't move. We got stuck in the crowd of people trying to get in. That was really scary. Then, like a week or two after that, not very long after that, they had the Who concert. And that's when they had that big incident. They used to have festival seating there. I used to go to a lot of concerts. And people would push to the doors to try to get in for festival seating. Yeah, right before that Who concert happened, I was there at Van Halen, and we got shoved up against the wall, tried to get away from the wall. Then we were in the middle of a mass of people, just completely packed in like sardines, couldn't move. That was pretty scary. So yeah, that was bound to happen. There's Kentucky right over there. I want to see some trains. I was wanting to walk down that railroad over there, go down to where it's active. Go down that way about half a mile or so, and the track is active. Indiana and Ohio Railroad uses it, and there's also a dinner train that runs on it, which I've ridden that dinner train several times. We've ridden it to the fireworks down here too. Well, I'm gonna move on. I'm freezing too. Right there is how you get up on the bridge. And you've got the play area right here. This is for kids to play on. Some kind of a climbing thing. Some kind of a fence or something right there. So I guess that's where the park goes to, all up to that fence. I've actually never been right here before. Huh, slides. You got water slides here. Look at that. Go straight down to the water. Well, that's cool. Hey, I'm changing locations and getting another train, so here we go. Yeah, where I'm at today is raining once again. Boy, it's been doing a lot of rain in this spring, but I'm over here at Canal Ridge, and we got 2 trains coming right now. Earlier today it was sunny, and I was filming other stuff. I even filmed the flood stuff. They sure don't need any more rain. Here you go, this train's on track 3. Got an Indiana, Ohio train over there too, but it's gonna be blocked, it looks like. I think the I&O train's gonna, oh, that was loud. They're gonna wait for this one to go by so that I can get them also. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I know trains on track 1. They're just getting permission to go to the work limits. I see the signal just went green for track 1 over there. Does it show up way back on the left? Oh, this weather's getting terrible. I might have just got some water on my lens. I hope not. Check out that graffiti. That was a lot of work. Another one. $12.47 on the placard. Yeah, I know train's starting to move. Oh, I wish they'd just sit for a few more minutes. Anything but auto wrecks. There's automobiles in there, I can see them. Well, at least we got to see the locomotive a little bit. They've only got one locomotive on the I&O train. Uh-oh. That's not good for either train stopping right there. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Wonder how many more cars are on this train. I mean, we got most of it. That's the bad part about filming here. You can get blocked pretty easily. Sodium hydroxide solution, 1824 in the placard. All right, I'm out of here. Hey, thanks for watching my videos, everyone. Had a good day until it started raining. Check out another one to help my channel. And we've still got the slideshow and the live action pets coming up. But I don't think I'm gonna get the rest of this train because of the rain. And you can't really see it much anyway. And that one is dead in the water. Okay, we'll see you later.